jai, Jamuna Mai ki jai, Ganges Mai ki jai, Tulasi Devi ki jai, Bhakti Devi ki jai, Samaveta Bhaktivinoda ki jai, Nitai Gaura Premanand. All glories assembled devotees. All glories assembled devotees. All glories assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Namo Vishnu. Om Jnana Timbrandasya Jnanandana Salasaya Chakshurvaitam Vedana Tashmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Vena Bhutale Swayam Vandeham Shri Gurun Sri Tapatakam Shri Gurun Krishna Vamsa Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Ragunatam Vitam Tam Sadiva Sadvitam Savadu Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakhanitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tata Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrisavana Sutadevi Pranamami Haripri Vanchakalpatarvishcha Kripasanyavirevcha Patitanam Pavabhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we'll continue our reading from Isopanisad. From text 2, mantra 2. Let's chant this sloka together. Kurvann eveha karmāṇi jijīviṣec samāḥ evaṁ tvayi nānyatheto na karma lipyate nare. Translation. Read the translation.
One may aspire to live for hundreds of years if he continues to go on working in this way. But that sort of work will not find him to the laws of karma. There is no alternative in this way for man.
Very good. So, what do you understand from this? What do you understand from this mantra? Thank you. What do you understand from this mantra too? Look at the screen. And look at the screen. One sentence. First. Consequences of following the law. So this mantra is dealing with universal law.
Speaking about akarma?
Yes, karma and destiny. The law, universal law of nature. This is what this mantra is teaching. The law of karma, or universal law. So we look at karma, we're looking at destiny, we're looking at free will.
It is in continuation of the mantra one.
Yes, the second. Look at the second one. See the second. And to explain the benefit of what?
One becomes
Walking.
in the Ishavasya concept.
Yes. Yes. These are the consequences of following Ishavasya principle.
So if one accepts only the things which are in his quota, then he won't
Live eternity. Live eternity. We already explained it in introduction. We explained mantra 2, explain the consequences, and mantra 3, explain what? The consequences of not following. The 2 is what we get by following. The 3 is what we get by not following. Is it clear?
It went to mantra 3. Mantra 2 only.
Mantra 2 explains the benefit of working in the Ishavasya concept. One becomes free from karmic reaction and act on the liberated platform. Right? Easy. Yes. So here we will look at destiny. We're going to look at destiny. We're going to look at karma. Papa will discuss all this. We also look at what is free will. We look at it already. We look at it already briefly. And everything is explained in this mantra. So we'll look at the problem, we'll look at the solution, we'll look at the benefits of the solution. In 3 ways we're going to look at this matter. Acting in Isavasya consciousness. Karma Yoga. What is it? Karma Bandha is what? Bondage
material existence.
Material existence.
Due to ignorance.
So Papa said in the there is a hard struggle for life in every class of living entities. And the Veda says that this is quite natural for the living being. The living being is eternal by nature. But due to his bondage in the material existence, he has to change his body from one to another. This process is called transmigration of the soul. This transmigration is also called karma bandha, or being bound by one's own work. We are bound by our activities. Is that freedom?
Depends. If you do good work,
Even good work is binding.
Yes. It's going to keep us in this planetary one.
Echo chapter 12, Krishna said,
Auspicious.
no. Auspicious, inauspicious activities should be given up. Yes. Auspicious,
Inauspicious.
inauspicious. Generally, we should get it clear that inauspicious thing, okay, bring bondage, we give it up. But Bhagavad-gita said even the good one is binding.
Binding, yes.
Supposed to be.
Given up.
Why is it? Why is it binding? Why good and bad is binding? How do you call it one word? According to Bhagavad-gita. How do you call it?
Prabhu's, every person in this room knows this.
Guna?
It's like, there's no, this is like the ABC of spiritual life.
It's like golden shackles and
What do you call good and bad?
Pro.
Duality.
Yes, that's it. Duality. It is duality. Good and bad is duality. And the soul is?
Non-dual.
The soul is what? Transcendental. This is what Prabhupada said in Mayapur. The soul is transcendental. So, duality is not transcendental. Good and bad, happiness and distress, heat and cold, tall and short, educated, uneducated, poor and rich, is what?
Dualities of the soul.
Duality. It has nothing to do with the soul, it's only the body. So transcendence means that we are beyond this. So Ishavasan principle helps us to get out of these dualities and be fully established in original constitutional position as a pure servant of Krishna, fully engaged in our activities that will give Krishna pleasure. That's the purpose of Krishna consciousness. Giving us selfishness, which is centered around our own body, to become selfless. So you see, all our chariots, look at their lives. I would make Prabhupada to live in Iveha for America. What?
Compassion.
What?
Simple living.
What would make Prabhupada to live in Iveha for America?
Compassion.
Guru's order.
follow the Guru's order.
Guru's order, compassion. What's it?
It's religious. So we can say in Chaitanya Bharat Bhumite Manushya Charma Mahila Chara Charma Sattvatari Karopakara. That was is following the
To do good for others. Compassion. Isn't it? To do good for others.
Others.
That's compassion. Yes.
It is natural.
Who is a compassionate person must be a selfless person. A selfish person cannot be compassionate. Even the so-called compassion of a selfish person is to use us for his gratification. Which form? Which form? Charity.
Yes.
Charity. People give charity. What is the purpose?
For name fame.
I can go to heaven for better enjoyment. Not for you. I'm using you to go to heaven. And I become so conditioned because everything in material world is binding. Everything is binding. You see that they're giving grains on the Ekadasi day in the name of charity. Is that auspicious? To give grains on the Ekadasi? Eh?
No.
Chataḿ was told his mother, even in a dream, don't eat grains. Even in a dream, on the Ekadasi, which I said at a But we are doing charity, we are giving people
Good for life.
grains on
Ekadasi.
Ekadasi day. What of your temple? Are you not doing it also in a temple? We are talking about other people. What about you in a temple? Tell me.
It's, in our temple we are
You are giving grains on people in Ekadasi day.
public.
Is it not?
In our open restaurant, samosa.
Yes, in the restaurant,
They're giving-
in your
Yes.
shop,
Yes.
full of grains on the Ekadasi day. Is that charity?
No.
Is that what properly established?
No.
In which we can say it actually the management now doing this.
Management are representing Prabhupada or representing who? Management. Whom are they representing?
Kali.
Huh?
Kali. They're supposed to
Actually,
represent.
behind this, I do not know what is the purpose, higher purpose.
What is the higher purpose giving grace on the Ekadasi? What is the higher purpose?
Higher.
If you do a wrong thing in the good way, does it make it good?
No.
You think making money is a higher purpose?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you meant. The higher purpose is making money.
Kali.
What is the higher purpose? To do wrong thing in a good way is wrong, is right? It's wrong. It's wrong. We should not give grace to anyone. Chataḿ, the Supreme Lord, is speaking. Please, it's in our scripture, chataḿ. Don't give grace, even in a dream. And our shop is wide open, full of grains on the Ekadasi day, inviting people to come and eat grains on the Ekadasi day. Nobody says something about it. Everybody feels happy with it. I don't feel comfortable with the Swami speaking. I tried to stop it in 2 temples in India here.
Maharaj, once a donor came here in Mayapur,
The mic is right here.
so they are not devotees.
It's
They
also
are
right
just a
behind.
well-wisher to the ISKCON. First time they came to Mayapur on the Ekadasi day, me and another devotee took him for all over this campus and then to UOP. And then we said, and we have Ekadasi Prasad which is directly offered to the Lord. You can come and take, or you can, we have another Prasad stall where we have rice, dal, sabji, everything. The whole family is like well-wishers of, they are all doctors. Everyone are doctors. They came from South India just for in Kolkata they had a conference, All India Doctor Conference. They just decided we can take rice, we want to take some rice, all this stuff. So, what to do in that condition? As if it's in Chennai, I'm from Chennai generally, we only have, it's a small center, only we will have Ekadasi Prasad. Even a well-wisher comes, you can give only Ekadasi sweets, coconut balls, like that only we will give. Here Mayapur is a big society where so many outside people come, it's like a center of attraction. So, how I should see, I could understand this is the principle, but how to stretch the principle, I don't know, I'm not in such stage. So if you explain me and how I should handle in that circumstance, is that we should not give the option itself, or how to control them, or how to speak politely, favorably, which attracts them to ISKCON, attracts them to Krishna. If you give some solution, it will be amazing. Oh.
He clearly doesn't go on book distribution. You don't. You don't know how to preach to people, speak to people. Like if I was in that setting,
Even a saffron rose with you.
Prabhu, if I was in that setting with those doctors, talking about all the negative karma is not going to be appealing to them. So what I would do is explain how much spiritual advancement you can make on this day, just this day, by taking a fast from certain foods in the holy dham. And you've come all the way to this holy dham. This is like a Mahakumbha Mela where you get to bathe once every 144 years. So you take only Ekadasi this one day, you'll get thousands of times spiritual benefit than just from your, even from your normal
Yes.
activity. I would make it so amazing to them that they would, okay, maybe I'll try it.
Yes.
And you learn all those things just from being a book distributor. You learn how to speak to any type of person.
Yes.
So similarly, now you apply that everywhere, in every exchange. It's not hard.
I
It's
say
not hard.
little, but
If
I
you
don't know
can't,
how to
if
speak.
you can't glorify making spiritual advancement, okay, keep studying our books.
no,
That's-
I just glorified.
Prabhu, if you glorify properly, you'll attract them.
Yes.
You'll get them to think. And if you don't glorify properly, it's like on book distribution. They'll walk away and not even give you a pice, not even give you a rupee. If you've attracted them enough about the amazing things in the book, they'll give you 10 rupees or whatever. They'll give you more. So that you judge like that. You have to work on glorifying.
Yes. In this case, they have already been attracted to come here. He didn't call them, they came here.
Yeah.
Now it is our duty to tell them the truth. We didn't do that. There shouldn't be any use for you to tell them we have this and we have that. Just tell them this is what we have for today.
That's the easiest.
Yes. Yes. This is what we have.
But the problem is they see it in the
They
cases
see
in
it,
restaurants.
yes.
They see
They
it.
should go and do that themselves, but not from you.
Okay.
Not from you.
We are standing before the Mahaprasadam stall. They have this board. What?
That is one thing. The second thing is that we shouldn't have them in our
Premises.
yes.
Okay. Yes. That's the main point.
No, no.
It is wrong in the first place to have it here.
Yes.
We are advertising it. That means that we want people to get it. If you tell a child that, see, this is meat and this is not meat, which one the child will go for?
Which is not
He will go for the meat. You have introduced both of them to this.
That is such a great point. If our restaurant managers focused only on Ekadasi, on
Yes.
having Ekadasi preps only,
Exactly.
what would happen? They would talk to the
They will
devotee
take
cooks. They will come up with the most amazing Ekadasi options. And when people who don't follow closely come into the restaurant, look what they will learn about. Only once or twice a month they learn about this. They'll learn about it if we teach them in that way.
Yes.
But if we just offer everything, there's no way they're gonna learn.
Yes. They will take what?
And it's worse. Like where I live, there's a restaurant. On Ekadasi, I always ask, you have to buy a coupon to go into that restaurant. And I say, do you have Ekadasi preparations? They say no.
See,
So then I say,
see.
well, there are devotees who are staying from different parts of the world in this guest house.
Yes.
Do you tell them? And the restaurant manager says, oh yes. Desk. So I went to the desk. Do you tell them? No, not unless they ask.
There's a problem.
There is the,
There's a problem.
They lie a lot.
yeah, well, we have a long way to go in training. That's all.
That's it. That's the problem. We're not telling people the truth. How would they learn? Who are going to tell them?
If there was only Ekadasi preps,
They
the
will-
creative devotees
Yes,
who cook
they have
Krishna,
no choice than to
Oh.
take that.
they would come up with the most amazing tasting Ekadasi preps to fill 5 different thalis.
Yes. Yes. When you do something good, you will feel happy. They will take their Ekadasi prasadam and start to glorify. We never knew it is so tasty,
Tasty
like
like
this.
this.
They will say this. This is experience from experience. But when we don't show them this, it's our failure.
But you have to appeal to the higher taste. They have to be amazingly delicious preps. Then they have no problem following Ekadasi.
But sometimes mind cheating, oh, what people will think, simple process will give them, they will think, oh, this type of process they are giving,
The
sometimes
mind.
mind cheating. So
The
they just
mind
think,
cheating.
So who will suffer for this if we are giving this type of?
Let Krishna think for us.
Many times we are not very ready to.
Please say first. Please try to digest first. Let Prabhupada Krishna speak for us. Then we can speak after. We should not let the mind speak to us. The mind will never tell us anything which is good for us. So Krishna will tell us, Prabhupada will tell us, they'll be telling us. We have to learn how to follow. Yes, sir.
To Prabhu's point about simple prasad, Srila Prabhupada writes in the 4th verse of the Nectar of Instruction, which we just studied, this is word for word, although our members come from the higher rungs of society, they nonetheless come and take whatever little prasad we are able to offer them.
Finish. I just mentioned, let Prabhupada speak for us, not the mind. He spoke. Any difficulty again? We don't want to follow, that is the problem. Everything is already there. Then we allow the mind to start speculating, oh this or that and that and that. And where is the mind leading us to Goloka? Eh? Let us stop cheating ourselves. Then we can talk about Krishna consciousness. If someone cheats you, it's a different thing, but we are cheating ourselves is dangerous.
This is cheating.
Prabhu, you're whispering.
This
You
is
are
cheating.
whispering.
This is cheating.
No one can hear you.
If we are feeding public on the day of Ekadasi, the grain for this is
Did you hear what Prabhupada just read now? Did you hear? It is in our book, not in the Bible, not Quran. It's our book. It's our book. And the Acharya, the founder of the movement, said this, not me. If we are followers, what do we suppose to? What is the meaning follower?
Whatever he says, just follow.
What the Acharya said, we should do it. That is where our perfection comes in. I'm a particular person. I was in a temple here in India, and it was Ekadasi day. I saw they were serving the sweet rice prasadam. Then I went to do my daily service. When I came back, the whole thing disappeared. So I asked the temple president, what happened to the sweet rice I saw? He said, yeah, we are giving it to our congregational members. Yes, it was all distributed to members. I said, why, Prabhu? Today is Ekadasi. They are eating in the house. See, they are drinking also in the house.
Oh, Krishna.
So can you give them drink? Yes. So can we do like that? Then I asked the second question. Do you expect your members to become devotees? He said, yes, how? By cheating them or by telling them the truth? Do we expect our congressional members to become devotees tomorrow, or they should remain there? Do we expect them to be devotees? How would they become? When we're not teaching them the right thing.
That means they don't understand devotee leaders and practitioners in the temples. They don't understand how important Ekadasi is.
That is the truth.
So as a result, they think it's not so bad, we'll accommodate our guests.
That is the problem.
That's based on lack of understanding of what Ekadasi truly is.
That is the problem. Let us understand this.
This is everyone's duty that
We're not going to change the whole practices of Mayapur from this class. But we should just know that one day when you have
The management.
maybe one day when you are the decision maker, this class will remember.
Today I heard from you.
See the difficulty. See how it's very difficult for you to accept this first.
Sound ho yaar, sound
Then
ho.
how can we think of doing it? How can we think of doing it when we have difficulty accepting it? See, just one thing. There's somebody we've been discussing it. Accept it. Then we can start working on it. And on tomorrow you become a temple president. And you have right to do that. In my temple, no grains for the Ekadasi day.
Harimo.
Right?
Yes.
You know what the proper use of intelligence would be? The proper use of intelligence would be to intelligently think, how can I make prasadam that will both attract the guests and get them to understand? This is Ekadasi, this is why it's not including all these other varieties. That's the best use of your intelligence,
Yes.
to think about it and then make a nice plan. Intelligence is based on nice planning, right?
Yes. Yes. Why? What is it? Why Papa use that word? The little thing we give them, they accept happily. Means what? Our food may not be so opulent like their own, but because this is spiritually full of Krishna's love and affection of devotee, they will accept it. All right?
You know, Prabhupada introduced into our movement this phrase, very interesting phrase, Gorunga potatoes. And all over America, they have learned the art of spicing and preparing Gorunga potatoes. Now, somebody may say that's plain, but the second they taste it, it's like their hook. It's like tasting a rasgulla or something.
Yes.
It's so delicious if it's prepared with love.
Yes.
You never heard of Gorunga potato? It's Prabhupada was dealing with Americans, and that's what he called it. When he was teaching us how to prepare potatoes that Krishna would like, not plain that Krishna would not like, but Prabhupada had a way of making every prep so that Krishna would like it.
Everything tasty.
It was amazing.
Tasty. Not only making it tasty, Prabhupada also have faith and confidence in Dosa Prasada. Take Prasada. Take Prasada. Take Prasada.
You know
Yes,
what
confidence.
Prabhupada did to make salads a main course? No, you don't know. Salad normally is not the main course, right?
Yes.
Prabhupada would add little fruits inside the salad. And people are not used to that in a
Yeah.
salad. And it was amazing.
Mm.
Now restaurants all over America do that. But I remember they didn't, and probably, when I first joined the movement, I first saw that. I was going, wow, this is so intelligent.
Super.
It made the salad, just materially, 10 times more tasty.
Yes.
There are ways to attract people to Ekadasi. But if we can attract people to worshiping Lord Nrsimha Day, we can attract people to all kinds of things. I don't say that to be offensive, obviously, please. I hope that wasn't an offense. It just takes a spiritual level of devotion to appreciate that form of the Lord. Or like the Varaha form of the Lord. But look how Prabhupada writes about the Lord Varaha. He makes it so beautiful. We would never think of that feature, that form of body as beautiful, ever. And in Prabhupada's writing, it's like you're sitting there in class amazed. Oh my God, this is so amazing. It's like beyond anything you could have ever have imagined. The pure devotee can make that
Yes.
presentation like that.
It's Guranga potatoes is Kurmadas' cookbook. Kurmadas.
Yes.
Yes. He's Kurma Prabhu. Kurma, yeah. He's now living in Portugal. He was in Ireland.
I think we even have it in Jamuna's cookbook, and we may,
I don't know.
I don't know, but I think we had it in the first edition of a book that we came out with called The Higher Taste. I'd have to check.
Yeah.
I have originals of every book, so, but I have them at home. I'd have to check.
It could be. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Anyway, so,
Yes. We have come to learn, you have to learn the property and do the property. Learn properly, do it properly. And the result will be wonderful. Everybody will be happy. Not only we, everybody will be happy and satisfied.
Maharaj, in Janmashtami day we can distribute grain or not?
Janmashtami is a different thing. It's a different thing.
Okay.
It's a different thing. If you want to give grains, you want to give one grain.
Ekadasi, it's fixed. We should not distribute.
Finish.
Simple.
Yes. A circle of birth and death is present in life other than the human form. When a living entity gets a chance for human life, however, it is his chance to get free from the chain of the law of karma. We are dealing with the law of karma. Akarma and vikarma are principles very clearly described in Bhagavad-gita. Actions which are done in terms of the prescribed duties mentioned in the reverse scripture are called karma. Is it not? Actions which make one free from the cycle of birth and death are called akarma. Actions which are performed by the misuse of one's freedom, thereby directing oneself towards the lower regions of life, are called vikarma. In a simple way. This is a simple way. How do we say? Vikarma means what? Simple. It's simple.
Sinful.
Sinful.
Okay, that's all. Make it more better. Yes, I agree. Simple activity.
Whatever didn't say it in Vedas, it is vikarma.
Activities which bring bad result. That is vikarma. Our activity which brings bad negative result that we suffer for. That is vikarma. And akarma.
No result.
No result.
Activity which does not bring
Any result.
no result means what? What result means?
Only spiritual result.
Yes. It's not bad and good. Not bad and good. Right? And then karma,
Good result. It brings good result.
activity which you may do good or bad.
Karma. Yes.
Yeah, it's good and bad. Depends on how we do it. Alright? Very good. For what the consequences of vikarma? It brings bad result. Like what? What kind of the relative bad result which you get?
Low birth, ugly,
Very good, very good, very good. Poverty,
Poverty,
legal complications,
legal complications,
lack of education,
Chronic
Health.
disease.
chronic disease. Yes. 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 So are we using this to check our activities in Christian consciousness?
no.
So why are we studying this? Why are we studying this?
To apply.
Why are we studying this? To use this thing to free us from the unnecessary things. Therefore, we should apply them. Everybody likes doing. Vikarma will not be what? Beautiful, handsome body or situation. Therefore, we shouldn't do vikarma. Alright? So, we study this thing to help us be careful with our activities. Because we know that we are not free. Whatever we do, there are going to be consequences. Therefore, an intelligent person, which should be a devotee should be very careful with what we do. We should check our activities very carefully, knowing fully well what result is going to produce. Right? Because here, from experience, we know that we have this foolishness of thinking, yes, I want to enjoy. And in the process of trying to enjoy, we commit so many activities which will not give us that enjoyment. You know? Therefore, devotees should check carefully what I'm about to do now, what will be the result. And if other devotees sees me doing this, will they be encouraged in their Krishna consciousness? Or they will be discouraged in Krishna consciousness? Devotee. We cannot become Krishna conscious without being conscious ourselves. Let us try to understand the science of bhakti. If you want to be Krishna conscious, you should be conscious first. Therefore, the Vedas and our acharyas, they are giving us the necessary technologies that should be put in place to give us that which is authentic, which is important, which is good, which is beneficial. Our duty now is to put it into practice. Karma, akarma, vikarma. When is the solution possible? When? When is it possible? The answer is there on the screen. The answer is there. When is it possible? Only in human life. It's mentioned in the purport. That's why it is there. Only in human life. So it is risky if you take on, we have been made fortunate to have a human body, and we are not working on getting out of this. Property mentioned it is risky. So be free. Is it clear? Of these three categories of activities, the one which makes one free from the cycle of further bondage to karma is preferred. Bondage to karma is preferred by intelligent men. Ordinary men want to perform good work in order to be recognized and to achieve some status of life in this world or in heaven. But more advanced men want to be free altogether from the actions and reactions of the world. The devotees should be intelligent. Intelligent men know where that both good and bad words are equally causes of the material miseries of life. So, this freedom from good and bad work is ascertained hereward in Sri Isopanisad. Is here to teach us the way of freedom. The way of freedom. Yes. How it works. Regulating the working energy of a human being in such a way that he can gradually realize the authority of the Supreme Being. This is Upanishad. mentioned the connection between Isopanisad and Bhagavad-gita. Do you remember?
Yes.
What's the connection between Isopanisad and Bhagavad-gita? What's the connection? We mentioned it already, and I repeated many times. What's the connection? How does Bhagavad-gita and Isopanisad come? What's the connection? For what? I repeated it many times. Yes. I didn't just speak, I will repeat.
Perfectness of Krishna. Both talks about.
Prabhu, can you use this microphone? Please give me this.
These are the same principle in the Bhagavad Gita.
Prabhu, we can't hear you. There's a microphone right there.
What is the connection between Bhagavad-gita and the Isopanisad? I mentioned that I didn't. I asked a question about something which was said, or which is inside the book. My question is never outside, my question is always inside, or something will be said. Yes, even when I was reading, you were not following. If you are following, you would have gotten answer also. I was reading from here. It's a book I was reading from. See, the instruction of Sri Isopanisad is better explained in Bhagavad-gita. We mentioned that Isopanisad is talking about the Supreme. How is the Supreme is described in Bhagavad-gita. That's what we said that day. And it's here. Sometimes called the Upanishad, the cream of all the Upanishads. In the Bhagavad-gita, the personality of Godhead said that no one can attain the state of vikarma or akarma without beginning the prescribed duties mentioned in the Vedic literature. The Vedic literature can regulate the working energy of the human being in such a way that one can gradually realize the authority of the Supreme Being. An ordinary man wants to work for his own sense enjoyment. And when the principle of sense enjoyment is extended from the individual to include the collective society, nation, or humanity in general, it assumes various attractive means such as altruism, socialism, communism, nationalism, communitarianism, etc. These isms are certainly very attractive forms of karma bandhana. All the isms are what?
Karma.
Karma bandhana. They are beautiful. They are beautiful. We already mentioned that people give charity for what?
To enjoy themselves. Going to, to
No.
go heavenly planets.
To increase their own self gratification. So you see how beautiful the Prabhupada put it here. All they look very beautiful, but it is the same karma bandhana. If you go to heaven, we are free from reactions.
No.
It's karma bandhana. But that's where everybody is trying to go. So, all attractive forms of karma bandhana, the bondage of one's own work. But the Vedic instruction of Sri Isopanisad is as follows. If you actually live for any of the above isms, make them God center. Then it becomes spiritual communism. It is now spiritual communism. Now it is perfect. Otherwise, on their own. They are all expansions of the same karma bandhana. This is special condition. There is no harm in becoming a family man, an altruist, a socialist, communist, nationalist, or Materian, provided all such activities are executed in relation with Ishavasya principle, which is what? A God-centered conception. Our activities should be centered on Krishna. All our activities should be centered on Krishna. This is what you see devotees like. Pure devotees, everything they do, it is centered on Krishna. Without Krishna, they are not there. Without Krishna, they are not there. Is it not? Properly giving us what? Prophet just covers a name now. What did Prophet get to us? Use the word properly used now. The word properly Prabhu used for us now. He gave us what? A kurma book and a higher taste book.
To attract. Goranga potatoes.
Goranga?
Goranga potatoes.
Yes, Goranga potatoes. That's all. Because we want to eat. That's what Prabhupada is saying. There's no problem with all the isms, provided it is Krishna-centered. So there's no problem eating potatoes, provided it is
Krishna is offered to Krishna.
It's offered to Krishna. Krishna has enjoyed it. Now it is our own turn to relish it, to honor it. And we'll be happy. Is it not? Be happy. So there's nothing wrong with, don't what?
Gorang potato.
Potatoes. Nothing wrong with potatoes. Only to make it
Gorang
potato. That's all. That's all. And we are there. We are there. There's no problem becoming a nationalist. There's no problem with that. Provided we're going to teach people Krishna consciousness.
Krishna centered.
Yes. Then it becomes spiritual. Otherwise, it's the same material thing, which will lead nobody anywhere but destruction. We should make our activities Krishna-centered. Free. Not that no activity. No activity. Is it possible? Is it possible to no activity?
No, not possible.
Which way Bhagavad-gita said that? You say no, right? Which I agree with you. But is it confined Bhagavad-gita? No. Isopanisad.
Mind cannot remain idle.
Which ways? Which ways? Bhagavad-gita. Which ways? Which chapter? Which ways?
Soul is always active, it cannot be idle.
You just finished Bhagavad-gita now. Not even last year. Not even last month. This month you finished. Tell me, which chapter? At least, no, not 3.
Is it
Man cannot even take care of his body without working. It's in Bhagavad-gita.
6 chapters.
Now I want to look at book. Just tell. Just tell from the head. My brain is older than all of you, so it used to be fresher than me. Its old brain is useless, but the fresh one, it should be sharper than us. It should be sharper. Yes.
Maharaj, sometimes it is very difficult to connect the particular sloka, but where the teacher is explaining, we are Understanding the points.
You are trying. That means you're not connected with the teacher.
Connecting the sloka.
You're not connected with the teacher. If you are connected, you do know. Yes. BDDSwami and Parisam said they were connected. Everything was perfectly. Krishna and Job, they were connected. Everything worked perfectly. Satan was in group of Krishna, they were connected. Everything worked perfectly. They are connected with the teacher. Everything worked perfectly. Yes.
34.
No.
Seems that restless.
No. You cannot maintain this body. Even to maintain this body, you cannot do it without working. That's chapter 18. Chapter 18. Text from 5. No, 11.
Chapter 18?
11, 18, 11.
18, 11.
18, 11.
Yes. Nahi deha yuta.
Even 6:6.
Read it now. We have microphone. Read it now. Let's see. And Papa also said it is said, man, you even maintain this body without working. Is it there or not?
It is indeed impossible for an embodied being to give up all activities.
Yes. Yes. You don't see it? You have microphone here. So many have seen it. Which verse? Which chapter?
18:11.
Yes, it is there. Is there? It's proper. Also, please be forward. You can even maintain this way without working.
It is said in Bhagavad-gita that one can never give up work at any time. Therefore, he who works for Krishna and does not enjoy fruitive results, who offers everything to Krishna, is actually a renouncер.
The prophet very sweet. Very sweet.
Chapter 6.6 also, it tells about this mind. For those who have conquered the mind, it is their friend. For those who have failed to do so, the mind works like an enemy.
You didn't answer my question. See the verse 18:11.
18:11.
Yes, 18:11. It goes directly. It goes directly with it.
Right, can we quote 6.34 also? Because in this, the translation it is said, mind is restless. So, mind is restless.
I use the word. We cannot even maintain this body without working.
18.11 is very contextual.
But I define the word clearly. And it's there in the Gita. Not the mind. If the mind is be different, not the mind. So,
Without action, we cannot even maintain that.
yeah, we cannot even, there's nothing like not working. That's the point we're making. Then we're referring to this. We have to work. Therefore, we should do what? Work for Krishna. Finished. If you don't work for Krishna, it is binding. That is 3:39. 3:39. Karma bandhana. Which verse is that? 3:39.
339.
3:39.
Karma bandhana.
So one question.
That's in karma.
Yes.
One question. So when someone grahastya, so how he can do this centered Krishna
Which one?
for Krishna? It means he works as a grahastya, he lives the life. So how he will do Krishna centered and Krishna for Krishna, all this. I have said all things should be done by for Krishna.
Thank you. A grihastha is working. A work may not be devotional things. So you're working in a construction company, nothing devotional there, but and you're a household, you're working there. How can I make it Krishna center? That will be possible with your own salary, not the work you're doing. Your salary will do that. You use your salary in Christian service. So it becomes indirect devotional service. Because now you're using it to take off your family devotees, yes, they are facilitating Christian consciousness, right? Christian prasadam, that becomes spiritual. Yes, that is how you make it devotional. It's now God-centered because they're using necessarily in Christian consciousness. Right? So there is nothing like there is no hope. There is hope for everybody in Christian consciousness. Everybody. So Isopanisad speaking. The very decision can regulate the working energy of the human being in such a way that one can gradually realize the authority of the Supreme Being. Yes, we're talking about extended sanctification. Extended sanctification. And we feel that we're talking about spiritual communism. Yes. God-centered activities are evaluated in Bhagavad-gita as being so rich that even a little bit of them can save one from the greatest danger. Which verse is that?
Dhira, vikarma,
Which verse?
240.
Yes. Thank you. The greatest danger of life is to glide down again into the evolutionary cycle of birth and death. If some way or other man misuses the special opportunity offered by his human form of life and thus glide down again into the evolutionary cycle, it must be considered the most regrettable incident. Although foolish man cannot see this due to his defective senses. Sri Isopanisad advises us, therefore, to exert our energy in the evaṁ spirit. And in that engagement, we may wish to live for many years, no problem. Otherwise, what is the use of living for years like a tree? 500 years. What is the use of that? If one is not a devotee, what is the value of living for 500 years? Even 100,000 years, what is the value? Even for one day, if one is not a devotee, what is the value? Everything becomes meaningful only when it has connection with Krishna. Krishna. That is the law of evaṁ principle. Sri Isopanisad advises us, therefore, to what? Exert our energy in the evaṁ spirit. And in that engagement, we may wish to live for many, many years. Otherwise, one's long life is no better than that of a tree, which is also what? A living being. Tree also is a living being, but living for many years. What's the value? If one is living for years as a sinful person, what is the value of that? It means I will stay longer in the air on this planet. That's benefit. Is it not? So what is the use of that? One should live one day Krishna consciously. That is wonderful. That's wonderful. Just one day, in the moment, Krishna consciously is wonderful. And to live for billions of years as a criminal. An insect. What is it? What is the value of that? It has no sense. It has no meaning. Our life should be important, should be made important by taking seriously the Christian consciousness. And that can be made, that we will have a direction to achieve that goal by the teachings of Isopanisad. Isopanisad spirit. It should become Isopanisad spirit. It should be spiritually minded. There is no point in living a long life like the trees or breathing like the bellows or begetting children like
Hogs and
hog and dog, or eating like a camel. Even a human life with God-centered activities is what? More valuable than the crucial cause of a so-called altruism or socialism without any relation to Krishna. Make sense? What's the conclusion? Such God-centered activities, even though half finished, are still good for the executor, because they will guarantee him the human form of life in his next birth. In this way, he can have another chance to improve his position on the path of liberation. Thank you. All right? Questions? Comments? Yes, sir.
My comment is that what we've just read what we have just read is the philosophy behind mass book distribution. This is the whole philosophy of mass book distribution, or the whole impetus, I should say, for mass book distribution is what we just read. Do you see that?
Yes.
If you don't give a book to everybody on the earth, let's say you don't, now what will happen to that person? They're gliding down into 8 million species below human life. You know, I once gave, I've given many talks about this. One devotee once wrote me, that's not the purpose of the Hare Krishna movement. Just to get people to still be human. And I did my best to choose the right words and said, I'm praying that one day in you will awaken the quality of compassion. It doesn't bother you that people are human and they're going to become trees or insects? That doesn't bother someone? Where is their compassion? How does that not bother us? And what's the solution? We give them one book. If they see it, if they hold it, if they read one word, Prabhupada said, they will begin in their next life where they left off. Book distribution is giving people a chance to be human again. How do we not see that? We have been taught since the beginning of mass book distribution. This has been our understanding. This is the way to save every soul that Krishna wants saved. Does Krishna not want the souls to come back? They can't come back if they're not human. It take a million births before they get another human body.
Right.
We have to feel this, like in our dreams, in our thoughts, in our blood, in our heart. This movement is based on saving every soul. So that's what I think. And from the very first time I ever read the Isopanisad, I said, there it is. There's our mission. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Mantra 3. Yes.
That means unless we are compassionate, it is difficult to preach. So how one can we can have the compassion quality so that we can see the really people are suffering. So how, in which stage, or what is the mood so that we can be very compassionate to the living entity and we will preach and then we will bring them to Krishna consciousness.
Yeah. Yes, thank you, Professor. There are many ways we can do that. Many ways you can. there's certain things we should do to help us develop that compassion. First, we should just follow the instruction. We should just follow the instruction. We don't have the compassion yet, but we don't have to wait how long it takes. We don't have to wait. We simply follow the instruction. Then by that process, we'll get the purification to develop that. We are acting on it. That is one. Second, yes, sir.
I was just thinking, yesterday, a devotee who took Bhakti Shastri last year, and now he's in Bhakti Bhagavad. Anyway, he saw me on the road and gave me a scooter ride. And I said, please take me to this juice wall in front of my building. And he said, oh yes, that's my brother, that's my god brother. And I said, why are you only thinking that he's your brother? Do you know how many souls are out there? And every one of them is our brother.
Right.
How is it that we can see, what do we have to do to be able to see that?
Right.
This is, everyone is our family.
Right.
That's why you want to save them if they're in a burning house or if they're drowning in an ocean, because you actually see them as family. They're part of God. We're part of God. We're brothers with every soul. But we don't think that way when we see people walking around. That has to be cultivated. That's knowledge. That's real knowledge that will enable you to feel that way. Automatically.
Very good. Second, third one now. Third one, we should visit hospitals. Let us visit hospitals. Don't go to hospital because you are sick. You should go to the hospital not because you are sick. You will see how people are suffering. You will see how people are suffering. It will help us to develop compassion. Visit hospitals. Not when we are sick. At this stage where we are, we should go to the hospital and see people, how people are suffering there. We will develop the feeling when you see people are suffering, you see. What is this? That is what it is. How did the Buddha become a devotee?
By seeing 4 types of people.
What does he face?
The sick, the old, and
Dead body.
See, dead body.
dead bodies.
Yes.
And one monk also.
You see, dead body. So what is it? Because, he doesn't have experience about it. So what is this? When he was told, immediately, he gave everything and went to do meditation. Just once. Let us visit hospital and see how people are suffering there. It will help us. Example of Buddha. Let's try it. How many techniques now?
3.
Prabhu gave one, no? I've given to Prabhu gave one. So how many?
3.
Fourth one. Fourth one. How many of us here greet each other when we see each other? How many of us here greet each other when we see each other? How many of us here greet each other?
I wish.
How many of us here greet each other when we see each other? Do you understand me?
Greet.
Yes, greeting. When you see a devotee, how many of us used to greet when you see a devotee?
Greet.
What about those who don't know? We greet the ones we know, the ones who don't know. Any devotee, don't mean a devotee. We greet. Greeting of devotees.
Depends on situation, Maharaj. If we are in temple, there are many devotees. So the devotees we know, we greet them. And the place where there are no devotees, like that, just like railway station.
You see devotees anywhere. You see devotees. And in the temple house, anywhere you see devotees.
Not in temple.
You will greet each other. No, that's the problem.
I do.
Okay, it's good. That's the problem. I'm saying it because I'm seeing it. That we are properly talking about impersonalism, but I have seen that we are more of impersonalist people than the so-called personalism. We don't have feeling for each other, we don't greet each other. That's probably give an example. Oh, that's my God. He didn't see him as a devotee. He see him only relations, not as a spiritual. What is making us think like this? I don't see you as anything to me. So if I see, I don't greet. That's a devotee. A devotee who is trying to go to the same place we are trying to go. We don't greet the devotee. Whom are we going to greet? How can we develop love for Godhead in this mechanical way? Is that how we become God conscious?
Without
No feeling?
Impossible.
Huh?
Impossible.
The Gopas, they don't greet each other?
yes.
Have you ever seen Krishna alone?
No.
Krishna is with all, everybody together. And we walk past a devotee without greeting. How you want to develop love? How? How will develop compassion? How? Just by mechanical reading the scripture? You automatically become compassionate? We have to do something practical. Do we know that not to feel happy seeing a devotee is an offense? Do we know that? Not to feel happy upon seeing a devotee, do we know it's an offense? Yeah? Or not to greet a devotee upon seeing a devotee is an offense, do we know that? So, not to greet the devotee upon seeing it, not to greet at all is an offense. Do we know that? That's an offense? Yeah? We are doing these whimsical things every day. So, do we think that we understand Bhagavad-gita or Isopanisad? You think we will do Bhakti? In this dry way like this? Bhakti is not a dry process. It's a juicy process. But we have to, we mentioned before, we should know the science of Bhakti when we can be successful. We should know the science. If we don't know the science, it's not possible. We'll just make a joke of the whole thing and remain dry. It don't be dry, it's juicy. You understand? Yes.
Maharaj, sorry, I'm asking again this question.
Yes, ask the question.
For a small center or a small temple, there are less devotees. So if we enter the temple, we find less devotees around us, and we can greet each and every one of around us. But the temple like Mayapur, where thousands of devotees are there, then how come you can greet each and every one Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna? I mean, we have to chant we have to perform our sadhana also. So while performing, especially in the Mangal Aarti, if we are going in the temple, you will encounter many devotees. Some you know, some you don't know. So what at least we can, what I can do, what I do normally, I greet the devotee whom I know, and I leave the devotee I don't know.
Yes, I know that, that's what I'm talking.
But do you ever listen to the temple announcements? Do you ever? And not just ignore them and just go to japa? Because at the end of every day's temple announcement, what does the announcers say?
Vaishnava.
What does he say that we should all do? Yes, we should offer respects to every devotee, guests, devotees, whatever. And we all do that every day. If you're listening to the temple announcements, you're offering prayers and respects and obeisances to everyone, every day of your life.
Yes.
Now you just have to think about that while you're bowing down, what you're doing. Krishna consciousness is not blind ritual.
Yes.
Every act is thoughtful and has meaning.
Right. If I'm going on the way, I look, any devotee is seen me, I'll greet you. The devotee who put their face away, I can go. But I don't put my face down, my face is down. If I see someone, I'll greet you. If you don't want to keep their face, okay, I'll just go. That is my principle. One person, if I can, it's only looking at you means
Energy.
yeah, you want to greet. But you don't want to greet, so you put your face away.
There's some
I'm seeing this devotee who behaves very bad. I saw one devotee. We sit together, we are in the same committee, we sit together in meetings every day. One day I saw the devotee was coming, I wanted to greet him. He broke down the umbrella to cover the face, I don't greet. When they saw me, I was looking at them, said, "We can greet." He brought down the umbrella and covered the face. Okay. But this is an offense, it's not correct. Okay, time for break now. Take 15. Hare Krishna.
In mind also we can do this.
Break.
Devotee.
Break.
Prabhu, if you see a devotee, just say the words, Hare Krishna. That's all you have to do. You're walking, while you're walking, someone's staring at you, even if it's a guest. Instead of doing the umbrella thing,